Hi, Leo Rising Sign. Here is your weekly forecast, and we are starting on the 2nd of March until the 8th of March. So, the very first up is a Mercury sextile Juno. And Mercury is in your eighth house, and Juno is in your sixth house. So imagine that you are kind of like spotting a mistake, for example, in your shared bank account or even a loan, something that might be actually saving you money or a health routine that you might have abandoned in February. Maybe you are ready to restart it, and maybe you're restarting that with a colleague of yours, or you get in an expert, or you get a coach, like a trainer, and stuff like that. However, a negative manifestation of this could be that a secret at work is going to be revealed. Or maybe you have to be doing a bit of a damage control on a contractual agreement, or maybe certain type of health symptoms that might require a second opinion. Or imagine this kind of like what comes to my mind is that you kind of get lectured, let's say by a doctor and stuff at work, and you don't feel good about it. So that could be the negative side of it. Now, this is a sextile, so we do come up with an agreement at the end of the day, especially with the third sextile that is going to be taking place between these two planetary energies. Now, Mars is entering your eighth house also this week. And this might be a courage. Finding the courage to dive in deep into a psychological block, a baggage, a family uh, baggage, basically, and you are ready to transform it. Or maybe there are certain type of discussions about inheritance. It can lead to a bit of an argument as well. Now, the inheritance, the reason why, because it's the eighth house, but also Mars rules the fourth house too. And the fourth house is also connected to inheritances, especially when it comes to properties. Also, I can negatively imagine that maybe certain type of boundaries has to be created in intimate relationship, something that might have become a bit blurry. And maybe you feel like that your family is somehow draining your energy as well. Or there could be some unexpected expenses coming up, something that might be catching you off guard. We also have got a Sun and Pallas Athene conjunction this week, also in your eighth house. And I think it's about identifying certain type of patterns in finances. And again, this might be helping you to save money. But also, I would say that you are spotting some psychological aha moments because the sun rules you. It might be helping you realize that you have been holding on to a specific fear, for example. Now imagine that you're trying to solve an intimate partner's emotional problem with logic. It can backfire. You might be trying to give advice to a partner, a person of yours. Did they ask for it? It can create certain type of distance between two people too. Or you can become very obsessed with tracking, money, as well as you can become obsessed with not trusting someone, for example, within the partnership. So don't take that kind of good aspect, with the negative sides. We also have got Bacchus entering your ninth house this week, and Bacchus is one of the first aspect or planetary bodies that activates your Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So that's why I wanted to kind of like mention here. And, this might be a travel or educational goal, and it's something that might finally become real, and then it's fun for you. There is that acceleration there, and you are hoping that it's going to lead to certain type of growth. Or you find that philosophy or belief system that is satisfying, practical or practically applicable to your daily life. And you can be very thrilled about that. The negative side is that you might feel restricted by certain type of red tape or legalities, and that might be something that is preventing you from exploring something new, something exciting. Or even a teacher or a mentor you admired. Maybe is revealed to be either too rigid or totally lost, or you get to know something about them that you would have never thought. We also have got Venus making its last aspect in the sign of Pisces, and that's a sextile to Uranus. Uranus is in your 10th house. So that could be a surprise financial upheaval, basically, a sudden gift from a partner. Maybe someone helps you out with your professional path. Maybe all of a sudden you figure out that you have got creative talents and then you want to go for it. You can find unconventional solutions to tax issues, and you can even feel like quite lucky with this as well. Now, the negative side could be unexpected expenses related to your career, to your dreams, to your public status. You can be in a bit of a financial panic as well. Or you get this too good to be true type of tips and hints connected to investment and so forth. Well, let's sober up a little bit, okay? So, even if it's a sextile, it could be good. Just let's make sure that we do enough research. And that's exactly what the eighth house wants us to do. We do have got a Sun and Jupiter trine happening as well. And the reason why it's very important is because the Sun is sitting on exactly the degree where Venus was making that trine to Jupiter too. And there could be a financial support. You find money on the street, you get tax refund, insurance payout, and then you might be able to clear your all debts. But potentially it's a deep dive into your subconscious, and it gets spotlighted for you, and you start realizing that you have got the inner strength you forgot you had. However, this is also making you very emotionally open. And then you can share your secrets with someone who hasn't earned your trust yet. Or dreams can feel very real right now, and maybe you are unable to focus on your daily routine, daily activities. So this can wash away what Mars is actually trying to accomplish for you. And Venus enters your ninth house. So slowly but surely, we are shifting from the eighth into the ninth, and Venus is triggering Saturn Neptune conjunction, of course. So this is going to be important here. Maybe this is about you finding the way to going towards your educational dream, that travel plan, even relocation plans could be coming up. Maybe you just kind of pack your bags and then you go down to a city to check it out if you'd like it or not. You can even get news, because Venus rules news, about professional advancements. Maybe it comes with certain type of delays, though. Maybe these are legal or administrative matters. Or if you have got any type of legal matters right now, maybe we are ready to kind of settle it. However, you can feel stuck with this too. You can feel stuck a little bit at home or in routine, and you might feel like that your wings are kind of being clipped, by rules and regulations and obligations and relatives or career. But I want to fly. The desire to fly is growing there. Or a mentor of yours who you admired for a very long time, actually, maybe they become very cold or somehow they disappoint you. And last but not least, we've got Hebe entering your 10th house too. And maybe this is about you finding a way to make a public role more personally replenishing, because I'm trying to add certain type of a soul to that task that I'm doing. Or maybe your consistency, the quality of work that you do is going to be recognized. The negative side is that it feels like that I'm just giving to this workplace, but I don't receive anything back in return. So this could represent burnout, or this could represent that I don't wish to do this anymore. It's kind of like someone who is demanding a level of perfect service all the time, and it can feel like that it's impossible to maintain. So I just potentially might say that the chances of you walking out of a workplace is highly possible. So, I think the transition from the 8th to the ninth. Firstly, it does tell us that there is still somehow healing to be done here so that you can regain your inner strength, especially at the beginning of the week. And then once we've done that, then we go into this more optimistic house position. And and then you are creating more chances and more opportunities for yourself. Um, I think it's about having to rewire your brain a little bit, especially if you have been very pessimistic somehow. But it might be telling us that sometimes we're going to have to compromise and we're going to have to plan things. And maybe we have to be sitting down with our partner and, talk things through. And of course, that eighth house is really talking to us about having to love ourselves, especially with the sun being there. So, good luck, Leo rising, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.